Hello, everybody! It's me, Tokkuri Yashi, Bounty Friend. How is everybody doing? Hope you are well. And we have been given a banner. We were expecting overload units on here. When will they come? Possibly with the Liberators units in February, but we'll have to wait and see. We also did get, though, this Kokoro ceremonial and the Valentine's Day Shizuru. If you would like to have a look at Kokoro's details, please check out my previous video, which did cover hair in that. But today we will be looking at Valentine's Day Shizuru and Eriko, because both of them have been given unique equipment too. Now this prize gotcha banner is here until the 26th, which is when Clown Battle will be starting. Which you do need to take into account, because you'll want to see if the Shizuru was any good in Clown Battle before you want to summon for it. But don't worry, we'll go and have a look over that now, and we will cover it. So, Shizuru and Eriko are both featured in this old story event, Rumble on Valentine's Day, Fight for Your Right to Love. So, if you want to grind them out, then you can go into side stories, and they are available there to get this Valentine's Day Eriko from that event. So, what do the characters do? First, we'll have a look at Shizuru, Valentine's Day Shizuru. Well, we are interested in a unique equipment too, but we will get to that in a minute because we haven't covered it yet. We'll go over all of her skills. Her union based, which is quite important. She's very reliant on her union based, this Shizuru, because what it does is deploy a field at a radius of 400 at position of self. Now her position is 385, so this field will get everybody back, forward and backwards, apart from maybe Cafe Tamaki. Right at the back there might not be under this field, but everybody else will be, so it's a very good position for this, and it's a very good radius. It deploys this field, and what this field does is it raises the physical attack, it raises the physical crit rate, and it raises the TP boost of all allies that are underneath it for 16 seconds. Now, it also counts as having a field up when this union base is active for this 16 seconds, which is important when we go and have a look at the rest of her skills. So her skill 1, which does have a unique equipment, she's quite an old character, depends on whether this field is up. Basically, what she does is she will restore hit points to the lowest hit point friendly target within 200 range if the field is not up. If the field is up, then all friendly targets will get the hit point recovery. She also will then restore TP to that one target with the lowest hit point percentage if the field wasn't up, but if the field was up, then all allies will get TP restored, and also raising the physical attack of all allies under this field. So again, if the field is up, she'll restore hit points, restore TP, and raise the physical attack of all allies. So she's very reliant on having other people in the composition that are TP boosting her to keep her field up from her union base, which could be a little bit of a drawback, and maybe limit her a little bit on teams and her effectiveness. Now, her skill 2. This is what has been changed with her unique equipment 2. Remember, unique equipment 2 gives quite a large buff to stats as well. So it's not just the change in this skill 2, she does get a big buff in stats. And I guess one thing you need to decide before you summon her is, are you going to get, or do you have very hard shards to put on this unique equipment 2? Otherwise, she's not going to be effective. This is going to be a review with all of her buffs on and this unique equipment 2 on. Anyway, before she got the unique equipment 2, again it's conditional on whether this field is up from a union base, she would deal physical damage to the nearest enemy, and she would reduce the physical defense of the target. If the field's up, then it will be more damage and more defense down. What's been added is that she will also now raise the physical attack of all friendly targets. She will restore hit points per second for 18.5 seconds to all targets, and restore 10 TP per second to all friendly targets if, when she activates this skill, she had this union-based field up. So it's quite a nice buff there on this skill too. Again, you can see how reliant this is on her union-based field being up, so she needs TP herself to keep this going. Do we think she's a good character? Well, I have had a quick little look at the practice or the pre-clown battle, January clown battle teams, and she does feature in one of them. She is in the best team for Boss 2, the Rai, that little dude on the cloud. So yes, she will be very effective in clown battle on these teams. So what do I say about summoning for her? You probably want her if you're in a top clan. If you want to be doing the most damage you can do in clown battle, then this Valentine's Day Shizuru will be very handy. Otherwise, then there'll be other teams that maybe don't do quite as much damage but are still very competitive. I mean, as a physical support, she's competing with other characters like Liberator Nozomi, like Labarista, the Prefest, like even the New Year's Misato, that's a physical buffer. So there are lots of other options there. She does have a fire attribute though, which could also come into play next month. She is about the only real physical buffer like this on the fire team, so she might become in very handy for a physical fire team. A lot of the fire DPS are all close to the front as well. If you have a look at them, they're all Christina and Muimi and Hiyori and Keo, characters like that that are very close to the front. So bear that in mind. A very good unit. Unit 2 is very good, but maybe you don't have many gems. If you're not in the top clan, then you can maybe have to skip this Shizuru. Anyway, let me know what you think about her, and we will move on now to Eriko. Now, Eriko is a free-to-play character. You do get it from this event. If you don't have her already, go into Side Stories and you can get it for free just by grinding it out. So let's have a look. She is also a fire typing, and she is at position 187. Again, another fire typing close to the front. So her union based raises parameter 1 of action 2 by 4 times hit points lost. So here we go again. Remember earlier? Well, Eriko is at it as well. She deals physical damage to the nearest enemy target. The lower her hit point, the more damage she will do from this attack. Here, skill 1, which does have a unique equipment too. Again, she deals physical damage to the nearest enemy target. It does 4 times the damage if it crits, which is what has been added with this unique equipment over her skill without it, and a bit more damage, and 4 times the hit points lost. So again, lower hit points, the more damage it will do, and is very good to crit. But this is what we're looking at here, the skill 2, which has been upgraded by the unique equipment 2 that she gets. And like I said, a big stats buff too with the unique equipment 2 fully upgraded. So before, she did unavoidable physical damage to herself, and this was a number, which means an amount, which means she could have killed herself. That has been upgraded to 50% of remaining hit points. So now she can't kill herself from this skill because it's only 50%. It's a percentage. If she's got 2 hit points left, she'll only take away 1. But coming with that, she gets invulnerability to self for 6 seconds. So she might lower her hit points, but she'll be invulnerable for 6 seconds. So hopefully before this 6 seconds invulnerability wears off, somebody else on the team will have healed her back up again. At least to an amount where she won't be dying. Because what she does with this skill is she raises their physical attack, she raises the physical crit rate, and she raises the physical crit damage to self, all buffed by the lower hit points, the higher this buff will be. Physical crit rate to self 300 is very large, a very large buff there for a physical crit rate, and she also restores 500 TP to self. So every time she gets to this action 2, it looks like she's going to have a guaranteed union base. Now the union base isn't the best, but with a more or less, a very high crit rate, And if she's got low hit points because she's took 50% away from herself, it could be doing a lot of damage. So this is a skill, unlike Ilia's, it's working with itself. She has got something there to work with. She might lower her own hit points, but she is invulnerable, and because of that, her Union Burst, if we go back and have a quick look at it, will probably be firing off quite quickly with 500 TP every time she does her skill 2. And her skill 2 is the first action that she will do when she enters the battle. So she'll get that TP straight away. After that, the loop pattern's a little bit old. I mean, 1 in every 5 actions, isn't it, that she'll be doing that skill? So she could have some potential there. I haven't seen her put in any clan battle teams so far, but it's still early days, and she is a free-to-play character. So if you have got the resources for her, then she might be worth building. Remember, we might be getting these free in a month anyway, so it's worth grinding out the very hard Eriko shards just to make sure. Anyway, let me know what you think of these 2 characters here, the Valentines Day Shizuru and Eriko. Shizuru definitely is good if you're in a top clan, and Eriko has promise there, but definitely an interesting kit. So let me know what you think. I'm Tokkuri Yashi, your palm tree friend, and I'll see you all again for another video. Bye 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 bye.